Hello again, everyone. Zach Attack is here with my TNA. So I'm just kidding. For my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight, Thursday, April 25th, 2013. Of course, we were live tonight from Indiana, Pennsylvania. Wow, I can't believe a state would be a name of a city, let alone in Pennsylvania. Once again, I haven't seen Impact in about 2 weeks, so it's my first Impact viewing in a few weeks since Ace and Ace have been basically taking over the company, taking the company hostage even further, and injuring basically everybody on the roster. Like, the crowd tonight was another good crowd tonight. Pennsylvania once again improving. The decision of TNA to be in outside the Impact Zone was a good decision. And my thoughts tonight's Impact, we had 2 championship matches tonight. They were decent. Some okay things happened tonight. The Ace and Ace takeover somewhat continued with a former ally of the GM of TNA coming back to try to make amends. But we'll see if the tension between these two former allies would to cool off or not. First, speaking of situation, we got a possible reforming of a group to try to help save TNA. Various solutions, possible solutions to help save TNA will develop, including the possible reunion of a faction that Hogan kind of helped out when he was the leader of Immortal back in 2010. Of course, I'm referring to Fortune throwing it up. And that's how we kicked off with James Storm coming out, confronting AJ Styles yet again, who was seen from the crowd. Like I said in my attack line today, I think AJ's pulling what Sting did back in 1996-97 when Sting became a free agent and didn't speak for like a year and didn't pledge his allegiance to either WCW or NWO for the longest time until he finally showed his allegiance to WCW. I think that's what AJ's doing right now. AJ's not telling us what side he's on. Is he on TNA's side or Ace and Ace side? But he gave a fight to James Storm last week, and Storm felt the calf killer, as AJ would call his new finishing move. And he's like, AJ, until I found out what side you on, I want Aces and Eights. I want to fight them. They beat me up last week, and I'm the last guy standing. Everybody's out. I'm going to take a stand. I'm ready to beat some Ace and Eights ass. But Ace and Eights didn't come out. Bad Influence did. To, of course, stir up the Fortune reunion while asking AJ to be involved. They didn't want Storm to be involved, kept calling him Travis Tritt. Once again proving that I've been saying this all along, that Bad Influence is probably one of my favorite tag teams going in TNA. But in my mind, I'll comment on the tag team division and the lack of good teams when we get to our tag team title match later on. Will Bad Influence kind of stirred the pot a bit in that match, especially with this 14 reunion talk, especially involving one member of a certain tag team that was challenging Chavo Hernandez. I'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, as they were talking about the 14 reunion, like Storm didn't have nothing of it. Like, blah, 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 your little 14 reunion, throwing it up. How about you shut the hell up? And that's when Storm had an impromptu fight with Bad Influence being the crap out of both of them, as AJ just stood in the crowd and watched Storm trying to fight off Kaz and Daniels until Storm was stuck in the corner and got a big low blow kick. A field goal kick to the nuts by Daniels. And basically Daniels and Kaz left Storm helpless. As of course, feeding off the scraps of Storm would be Aces and Eights would come out at that point, following the attack from Kaz and Daniels. They were ready to dominate over Storm even further by driving Storm through a table there. A table set up for him, and ready to take him out, making him the next hero they would take out. That was until Joseph Park / Abyss would come out and try to help. And try to fight the good fight, trying to fight off Ace and Eights, but of course the numbers game got to Joseph Park as well. And Bully Ray came out as the rest of Ace and Eights was about to drive Joseph Park to the table. Bully Ray came out, held off the troops, and set up a 3D by him and Devon. We haven't seen a 3D from these two in a while. Of course, they broke up. Now they're back together because they're both in Ace and Eights. Who knows? Maybe they can reform a tag team. Try to go for the tag titles to further dominate this whole Ace and Eights storyline. So Joseph Park got laid out through a table. Hopefully, with Joseph Park laid out, hopefully we can bring Abyss back. Because we know Joseph Park and Abyss is the same person. So hopefully they can white out storyline-wise Joseph Park and bring back Abyss, since Joseph Park's storyline injured. And of course, Billy Ray was getting ready for his next victim, Hulk Hogan. He called him out last week. He was ready to face Hogan by the end of the evening to answer his challenge. That's what Billy Ray said. Hogan had up to the end of the evening to answer his challenge. And before our first match, they said on the commentary Hogan had apparently left the building, but Hogan came back, seeing that Hogan was willing to take up on Billy Ray's challenge. Until then, let's get to some TNA action, shall we? With our first match of the evening, a knockouts match involving Gail Kim's somewhat ally, Tara, taking on, of course, Gail Kim's thorn in her side, who's beaten her 2 weeks ago in an in-ring debut, Terrell. Of course, ODB, your new knockouts referee. Now, Taryn's kind of inexperienced. We didn't see Jesse come out during Tara's match. We would find out why during our next match, which Jesse was involved in. But Taryn tried to go off the offensive immediately. But of course, inexperience got up to Taryn as the experience and veteranism of Tara dominated the later half of this matchup as Tara overpowered Taryn with her strength and, like I said, her experience. And it seemed like Tara was going to teach this rookie wrestler, a.k.a. Tiffany, a.k.a. Taryn Terrell, a little lesson about wrestling in the knockouts division, that she can get what Tara would call a fluke win over Gail Kim, but not get a win over Tara. Taryn tried to fight back, but every time that Taryn tried to get some offense in, of course, Tara brought her back down to earth and gave her a big fat reality check, and she was very close to. She even gave her a spider web, her little co-finishing move. But as Taryn got a little bit more cocky, ready to nail the Widow's Peak, I'm assuming she was ready to nail the Widow's Peak at that point. She got distracted with her own cockiness, got rolled up by Taryn. 1, 2, 3 victory for Taryn Terrell. She's currently 2-0, undefeated in the knockouts division. So there you go. Taryn gets another victory over a TNA veteran, a former knockouts champion in Tara. See how Taryn looks okay. You know, she's not the best knockouts wrestler. But who knows? Maybe a few more months, maybe she'll be more experienced and maybe get a big push someday, especially if we get a heel knockouts champion, because we got a face knockouts champion right now. Of course, we would have that title match later on in the evening. Now on to our next match. Like I mentioned, I noticed this when I was watching the Tara match. I was like, where's Jesse? I thought Jesse was out doing something, but Jesse was out getting prepared for his match against Rob Terry. The Rob Terry-Robbie E feud kind of continues as Robbie E joined Jesse in his corner. And Robbie E got way involved in this matchup, distracting Rob Terry many times during this matchup. And doing every bit of distraction, Jesse tried to take advantage of it all by taking down Rob Terry at every distraction opportunity given to him by Robbie E. Despite taking advantage of the interference and distractions from Robbie E, Robbie E got nailed in the end. As Rob was going for his big finisher, he was going for the pin to finish it all. Robbie E pulled the referee out. And then I thought Robbie was gonna try to nail Robbie Terry and Rob would duck and then he would nail Jesse by accident. Instead, Rob Terry just threw Jesse on top of Mr. Robbie E. Dicknose. When Robbie E laid out, thanks to that crossbody splash into Jesse, Jesse basically got the finisher again by Robbie Terry. Rob Terry, 1, 2, 3. Rob Terry gets the victory in this decent, okay squasher. So like I said, the feud between Robbie E and Rob Terry kind of continues here with, like I said, Robbie E getting involved in this matchup. So Rob Terry gets the victory. Now I mentioned on the attack line today that we have this war room thing about Hogan giving an opportunity to 3 guys that you can vote for right now to join a number of contenders match for the X Division Championship in about 2 to 3 weeks in Tampa, Florida. And he's going to give a TNA superstar an opportunity, and I said on my attack line today that Mr. Chris Sabin will be returning to TNA. I thought he'd be returning tonight, but they said he's going to return next week, because Sabin's been dealing with various knee injuries throughout the last couple of years. I mentioned on my attack line today that He had one ACL injury, then another leg injury. Who knows? Maybe we'll see return of Jesse Sorensen too. So we would see Chris Sabin return next week, and we'd have another opportunity to get an X Division Championship match. And also we found out tonight the 3 competitors for this beat the clock, this war room thing that you can vote on who the fans think should get a shot at the X Division Championship opportunity. The names I saw was Rashad Cameron. I don't know him, must be some new guy. Also, I saw on that list Suicide. They're trying to bring back Suicide. Who would play him? Kaz or Daniels? Because we know those two were basically the main people that played Suicide back in the day. And there's a third guy in there too the fans can vote for on who they think should be in a number one contenders opportunity match in a couple weeks in Tampa. I forgot who's the third guy. The guy I recognize. Oh, the Brit guy. Rockstar Spud. I'd pick Rockstar Spud because I think Rockstar Spud's got potential. I saw some of his matches when TNA was in UK. So I think Rockstar Spud shows some potential. I like his character a little bit. Kind of rocky guy with the hair, the spiky hair. So let's see who the fans choose to fight in Tampa on May 23rd. But now on to our next matchup for tonight's Impact. The tag team title match. Chavo Hernandez taking on Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the program that Bad Influence, aka Kaz and Daniels, try to find out, think they have a way to try to thwart Ace and Ace by reforming Fortune. They tried to recruit Bobby Roode. Now, unfortunately, with them trying to woo Bobby Roode to get into the Fortune reunion and try to get AJ in it too, Austin Aries got a little bit mad because Bobby's like focusing on trying to join Fortune again when he should be focusing on trying to regain the tag team titles from Chavo Hernandez as a team with Aries and Roode. Unfortunately, that conversation kind of landed up in the pace of the matchup. It was a decent tag match. As Aries and Roode were out of sync, with Roode distracted with Kaz and Daniels at ringside, with this talk about the Fortune reunion, Roode and Aries' thoughts got ahead of each other and they were both not on the same page for the first half of the matchup. As Chavo Hernandez took advantage of that out of syncness that Aries and Roode were having following this whole Fortune recruiting. And Chavo Hernandez, like I said, threw their weight around, especially Hernandez's weight around, on Austin Aries and Roode throughout the first half of the matchup. But then finally, they both once again put their egos in check and finally double teamed on Chavo Hernandez during the second half of the match as Aries and Roode were finally sinking as a team after a rough start. They're getting quick tags in, isolating Hernandez in the corner. Basically, it was Hernandez getting his ass whipped for most of this half of the matchup. But then, of course, Hernandez tagged in Chavo. Chavo got the hot tag. This is when the shit really hits the fan. As it did, Chavo got the hot tag and got to try to do the three Migos on Aries until, of course, Aries blocks it. And then nailed a tilt-a-whirl DDT on Bobby Roode. And then Hernandez tried to intervene by helping clear out the ring and taking out Aries. As he was indeed setting up Roode for a big powerbomb and going for a double team move, Kaz and Daniels tried to interfere as Kaz distracted Earl Hebner, kind of allowing Roode to come in and try to thwart the double team effort to get the match finished with a spine buster. But Hernandez avoided a big splash from Aries, and even Daniels got involved distracting the referee. And then during that distraction, Aries and Roode tried a double team move, and that's when Aries was going for a splash, and Bobby Roode kind of got nailed by Hernandez with him gingerly going towards rope and kind of inadvertently tilting Austin off the top rope when he was going for that splash. And even Roode tried to do a double team move with Daniels to hit Hernandez, but Hernandez ducked out of that move and Roode nailed Daniels instead. And with that out of the way, Roode and Aries got taken down again, and of course, Chavo took advantage of that and nailed the frog splash on Aries. Actually, on Wood, actually. And a 1-2-3 victory for the tag team champions in this really crazy matchup with, like I said, interference up the butt, especially, like I said, from Bad Influence trying to help out. Of course, they say Wood and Aries, Bad Influence said that Aries is in it for himself, and he's kind of a short, but I almost agree to that. And also, Wood needs guidance, especially in a team situation, so who knows? Maybe if Wood and Aries barely get to the tag titles again, I think it could be the signal of a Fortune reunion after all with Daniels and Kaz and Wood and maybe talk AJ into it. Who knows? I mean, at least 3 out of 4 guys with Storm out of it. Now, I said it was going to be my thoughts on the tag team division. The tag team division in TNA is the worst division right now. There was a lot of great teams. They got rid of a lot of great teams. You got the same 3 teams going for the titles. Kaz and Daniels, Chavo Hernandez, and Aries and Wood. Now, I like all 3 teams, but come on, it's getting stale. You need new teams. I hope they get some new teams in there. I imagine with Saban come back, I hope that if Saban comes back, they should bring back Alex Shelley and bring back the Motor Machine Guns. And who knows, maybe like I said, with the 3D tonight from Devon and Bully Ray, it could tease a possible Team 3D reunion. We need to hype up the tag team division. I'm sick of the same 3 teams going for the titles. Especially Chavo Hernandez being champ still. So we'll see what TNA does about trying to hype up the tag division. Kind of another Hogan mistake. Well, Hogan not hyping up the tag teams. Speaking of Hogan mistakes, on with Matt Morgan. Of course, I said that there's many possible solutions of trying to help solve this problem and trying to take out Ace and Ace. Of course, like I said, Cass and Daniels had their own solution trying to reform Fortune. Matt Morgan had his own solution. Him. Of course, he's knowing about every Hogan mistake. He's been chatting Hogan about making mistakes, about trusting Bully Ray, and letting go of Sting, and Sting and Hogan's relationship going down the shitter. And, Bully Ray would not be champion. Hogan didn't make him number one contender, blah, 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 blah. If he would have named, Morgan number one contender, blah, 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 blah. So Hogan got called out by Morgan. Morgan called him out, and Hogan came out, and Morgan's like, listen, Hogan, if you were to name me number one contender, this would have never happened. I would have been champion, and Ace and Ace would not be as dominant as they are. And none of your heroes, like Jeff Hardy and Angle and Joe, would not be taken out to the hospital. He's basically saying that he's the knight in shining armor, that he's the solution to TNA's Ace and Ace dilemma, that he should be named the number one contender, given the shot at Bully Ray at Slammiversary the next pay-per-view on a silver platter. And Hogan said, Morgan, I like your confidence and your ability. You have the tools to get the job done. But at the end of the day, he was hoping that Morgan wouldn't pull an ego trip, that he would get his head out of his ass and do the right thing, not just do this because, hey, I'm the only thing left in TNA, everybody's taken out, I want to do this for myself. Like Hogan said, if you were doing this for TNA and not for yourself, I would definitely take you up on your offer, but you're not number one contender, you're not the solution, I don't care about what you say, I'm still going to fight Bully Ray tonight, I'm going to beat his ass tonight and get this thing done by myself. And he said, you took my rope when I fought under the Giant at Shea Stadium, even under the Giant when it come out and whine like a little bitch. So, basically, Hogan's not taking up on Morgan's offer. We will see how Hulk Hogan would respond to Bully Ray as their impromptu fight will be coming up right after our next match on Main Event of the Evening. But first time around that Knockouts have headline Impact. So much for Bruce Pritchard trying to take away Knockouts matches. Yet Knockouts is the main event again. Knockouts title main event, Mickie James taking on Velvet Sky. Faces against each other. And matches, they were chanting a lot for Austin Aries during that tag match. So who knows, like maybe Austin Aries could turn face, especially if Bobby Roode does join Fortune. Maybe Aries can be face again. To take on Fortune and get revenge on Roode for turning her back on him. That's what could possibly happen. But that's another story for another day. Velvet's coming, when it comes to this match, this Knockouts title match, Velvet was recovering from a little knee injury she suffered during a match against Gail Kim. And Mickie, despite being a face and shaking hands with Velvet as a show of his back. Like I said, the baby faces. It was kind of split crowd, 50-50. You know, there's some people chanting Velvet, people chanting on Mickey. And the match was okay. It was a good Knockouts match, better than any Divas match. I keep saying I sound like a broken record every time I compare the Knockouts to Divas. I always say Knockouts are better. I've always said that from the get-go. Especially the new site. Anyway, of course, Mickey the Challenger tried to take advantage. Try to really get momentum on her side. Trying to get a big push. And finally, happy to see Mickey back in the title hunt again. After months of being ignored. Even she felt it was her time. But the champ, despite her debilitating knee injury, fought valiantly. The ending was kind of a silly ending though. Mickey was taking control later on the matchup, following an impromptu rush by Velvet. But Velvet was going for a big move. But she was going for a move. She let it gingerly on her leg, which gave Mickie James the advantage to take advantage of that knee injury, which she did for the second half of this matchup. Velvet's knee injury really taking a beating from Mickie nailing the knee, going for high-risk moves, and it looked like Mickie was going to get the title, especially like I said, she was dealing with taking advantage of the knee injury by Velvet. But as Velvet was trying to recover, ODB, the referee, tried to get her more room. And of course, Mickie James was ready to get the nail. She was trying for her big move, the Tornado DDT that got blocked. Velvet, despite the injury, even tried to do her big move in your face. That got blocked as well. Then it was kind of silly. As Mickie James was trying to get back on Velvet and trying to fight the champion, try to take advantage of the knee injury yet again, Velvet got a little surprise, roll up, a little bit too close to the rope. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if Mickey's arms or legs were on the rope or not, but it was kind of too close to the rope almost. But despite a little screwy ending, in my opinion, with a little weird ending of Velvet getting that surprise roll up near the ropes, Velvet retains the Knockouts Championship. There we go. Velvet retains the title. Now it's time for our next match. Not our next match, our last segment, the one-on-one face-off between Bully Ray and Hulk Hogan. Bully Ray came out saying about all the people they've taken out of the equation. They've taken out everybody. Whether it's D'Angelo De Niro back in the day, like last year, Jeff Hardy's now out, Samoa Joe, we've taken out all your heroes, Hogan. You're the only victim left to get victimized. You've even taken out James Storm and Joseph Park tonight. Ace is dominant. Now we need to take care of you, Hogan. I want you. Despite pleading from Brooke Hogan trying not to get involved, especially with his recent knee injury, Hogan came out anyway, ready to fight, ready to step up, and try to end this Ace and H thing all by himself once and for all. And as Hogan got into the ring, Bully Ray talked more about all ready to go and kick his ass, and saying, Hogan, you got fear in your eyes. Because Hogan sees a little bit of him in Bully Ray. Last of a dying breed, as Bully Ray said. He is indeed the leader of Ace and H, the TNA World Champion, and the guy that will put the nail in the coffin to Hulkamania. He even sent his Ace and H guys to the back to try to make it a one-on-one situation and say that Hulk Hogan's going to die tonight, Hulkamania's going to die tonight, and Hogan said Hulkamania would never die. Then both dropped the mics. Bully Ray made the first move, or should I say the first spit. As Hogan and Bully Ray were facing each other, Bully Ray spat in the face of Hulk Hogan. And Bully Ray just saying, yay, I spit Hulk Hogan. Look at him, he's not going to react. And after that spit take from Bully Ray, that kind of hulked Hogan up. As Hulk was hulking up, ripped the shirt off, Bully turned around, you get the famous, you, from Hulk Hogan. And even Bully Ray did it to Hogan. You to Hogan. And of course, the famous Hogan sequence came. Bully Ray tried to punch Hogan. Hogan blocked it with some punches of his own. It was ready to nail Bully Ray with another big clothesline. But as Hogan was finally hulking up, Bully Ray left the ring, trying to escape. And despite pleading with Ace and Ace not to get involved, where Ace and Ace did get involved, it was ready to pounce all over Hogan. And I said to myself before this segment even starts, I would not be surprised if Sting would have come back tonight and try to make a match with Hulk Hogan and try to help Hulk Hogan and save him from this beatdown and try to help their relationship make it better. And I was kind of right. As Ace and H was howling all over Hogan, the lights went out, and here comes Sting. But in a position I didn't thought it was going to be in, he put the bat up to Hulk Hogan. And it looked like Sting was going to either join Ace and H or at least beat down Hogan because of their ongoing problems. But Sting indeed did the right thing and beat the crap out of Ace and H, clearing the ring, and Hogan kind of helped out too by clearing out the ring with Sting. But after Sting and Hogan took out Ace and H, took him out of the ring, once again, Sting put the bat up to Hogan. Apparently, despite Sting coming to help Hogan, I thought it was going to help Sting and Hogan patch things up, but it seems that the tension between these two is still mounting. So it may take a little bit more time for Hogan to trust Sting again, even when Sting came to Hogan's aid when Hogan was going to get pounded. So who knows how long it's going to take for Sting and Hogan to finally get back on the same page again and try to unite and take care of this Ace and H problem. And that's how we end with Sting walking down Hogan following the save from a beatdown from Ace and H. With no one left, I hope Hogan, in his storyline wise, I hope Hogan finally get his head out of his ass and try to solve things with Sting and help get his relationship on with Sting back on track and try to team together to take care of Ace and H while the rest of the heroes are out storyline wise with injuries. And like I said, Fortune may come back, and hopefully Abyss may come back now with Joseph Park taken out. Maybe it would be a comeback for Abyss to come back. We haven't seen him in a while because of doing his Joseph Park thing. So there you go. This is my opinion. That is it for my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight. I'll see you all later and have yourself a good weekend. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review by Zach. Thank you all very much again for watching. See you all later. Yeah.